Hey guys, Fipsy2 here, and today we are reacting to the Little Nightmares 3, the final preview. I did not mean to do that. The Little Nightmares 3 final preview, posted by IGN. I am aware that I think basically the whole Carnival chapter got leaked, which isn't good. So I would recommend stay away from that, guys. You don't want to get spoiled, trust me. I think it's posted by this guy as well, Noisy Pixel. I said Noisy Pixel. But I would not recommend checking anything out that's not posted by the developers as, or IGN and game stuff like that, as the developers might not want you to see it, and you know how hard Supermassive and Bandai have worked on this. So this is just going to be a reaction, likely no analysis like at all. I will turn it down a little bit.
While I'm not the one to choose to watch a horror movie or read a spooky book, I actually love a good horror game. The bar-setting remakes of Resident Evil 2 and 4 are fantastic. Alan Wake 2's unconventional storytelling was incredibly suspenseful and memorable. And my favorite spooky experiences come from passing the controller around with a room of friends trying to keep my characters alive in games like Until Dawn or The Quarry.
Oh, buddy.
The thing is,
Quarry, I've got that one if you guys want to see me play that on stream as well.
And shocking, disgusting character designs, I don't really play these games by myself, and can only stomach the anxiety of good horror if I'm experiencing it alongside other people in the room. That's why I'm so excited after playing Little Nightmares 3 for nearly 2 hours. The third entry in Bandai Namco's horror puzzle platformer series is designed to be a completely cooperative two-player adventure, though it can be played solo if you like. And based on the level I played, it's shaping up to fit the same niche as puzzly co-op classics like Split Fiction and Unravel 2.
Ooh, Little Nightmares 3, the final hands-on preview.
To be fair, Little Nightmares 3 isn't nearly as scary as your traditional rated M horror game anyways.
Obviously.
It's surreal, fantastical horror made from the stuff of children's nightmares.
Charming horror.
The level my co-op partner and I played had us sneaking through a haunted carnival filled with giant blob-like people waiting in line for carnival games, stuffing their faces with apples, and carelessly whacking what appeared to be one of their own kind with sticks like a piñata. It's a delightfully unsettling, rich atmosphere, and in my conversation with Little Nightmares 3 producer Coralie Finiello, who also served as associate producer on Little Nightmares 2, she talked about how the Little Nightmares games are built to star children in a world that's not made for them. The carnival level really nailed that feeling as we climbed through vents, boosted each other up to open doors, and avoided oversized monsters in an unfamiliar, unwelcoming place.
Where did he get that from? Did he have a flashlight always? I can't remember. I don't think he did.
The two new protagonists being introduced in Little Nightmares 3. The pair is looking for a path that could lead them out of the nowhere. I controlled Alone, a young girl with pigtails and an aviator helmet who comes equipped with a wrench.
Aviator helmet, I remember talking about that in one of my... But you took it the wrench and RT to swing.
Our two different tools led to combat encounters where Lone needed to shoot an arrow at an undead creature charging toward us.
One of my first theories.
I would finish the job by pulverizing the decapitated head with my wrench before the animated headless body took one of us out. This required constant communication, and while the instant death for any mistake felt a little frustrating throughout our demo, generous checkpoints kept us motivated to achieve the perfect run.
That's lovely.
Thank you very much. The controls for all of this are fairly simple, which is another reason Little Nightmares 3 is setting up to be a great choice to play with a partner or friend who may not be as familiar with games.
Bow and arrow is going to be super hard, like the aiming and that. Or if it's like auto-lock, that would be nice.
Communication and the intensity of doing everything exactly right as you're being chased around like an unwanted mouse in a large house. Just like the combat, every puzzle is also designed to be completed by both characters. There was nothing too head-scratching, but one highlight saw us working our way through multiple rooms to find a power source for a radio. Once we found it, one of us had to tune the radio to the right frequency to power on the lights in the room, while the other used said lights to open the path forward. Just as in co-op games like Split Fiction, simple puzzles like this are enjoyable when communicating with a partner to solve them. Little Nightmares 3 also seamlessly weaves its world into its puzzle design. In one room, we needed to move a box to use it as a platform to climb higher.
That's really cool.
The crate available to us was one component of the classic sawing a person in half magic trick. Only this time, there was no magic involved, and the victim was ripped right in half.
That's so cool.
And as we pulled the box away, their guts unceremoniously spilled onto the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Moments like that really sell Little Nightmares 3's unique art style that combines claymation-like models with dense, moody lighting. The way light creeps into a dark room through a lone window is striking, and the outdoor segments where the carnival is the only illumination against a rainy, pitch-black backdrop creates a very memorable atmosphere. The carnival is just one chapter in Little Nightmares 3, and I'm excited to see how its visuals translate to completely different settings across the full game. I should point out that this was my first experience with the Little Nightmares series. Outside of researching ahead of this preview event, I never played the first two, which were developed by Tarsier Studios. In 2019, Tarsier Studios was acquired by Embracer Group, and they're now working on Reanimal, a very Little Nightmares-esque game set to release next year, and which itself is also leaning hard into co-op. Bandai Namco retained the Little Nightmares franchise in the transaction, and have partnered with Supermassive Games on this third entry. That's the studio behind horror games like Until Dawn and The Quarry that I mentioned earlier.
Until Dawn?
In my conversation with Finiello, I asked what changes longtime fans of the series should expect from Little Nightmares 3, and she said Supermassive worked hard to understand the DNA of the originals while also bringing in their own passion for the universe.
Exactly, that's what you gotta remember, guys.
Co-op was the most highly requested feature from the Little Nightmares community,
yeah,
which led to Bandai Namco's decision to build the sequel around that idea. While my impression so far of Little Nightmares 3 is without the context of the originals, I can safely say I really enjoyed my time with this one, and it got me interested in checking out the whole franchise for what that's worth. It will utilize a Friends Pass system too, where only one player needs to buy a copy of the game to play online with a friend on the same platform. And for any solo players out there, you can play Little Nightmares 3 alone with an AI companion instead of another person, with Finiello noting that they worked hard to balance the experience for single player as well. Having never played a Little Nightmares game before, I was really fascinated by the world design and scope of creating levels that feel oppressive without ever losing a grounded sense of scale. So I asked about what goes into crafting each level around the established characters, and Finiello told me if you create a room that's too big for the characters, it just doesn't feel good.
The mirror they were looking for at the end of the carnival so it didn't work.
And the sense of oppression and claustrophobia when you're indoors, while still making the residents you interact with feel overwhelmingly large. With that context in mind, as I played through the carnival, I felt the push and pull of that balance. When I was outside, I almost let out a sigh of relief as we tiptoed to the next area. And when the camera panned indoors after we squeezed through a small gap,
oh my god, guys, I'm so cool.
Not knowing what awaited me within the walls.
What I tell you?
I'm glad I wasn't playing alone for the second half of our demo though, which had us working through a more choreographed stealth action set piece where we had to escape from an old man and his son? Pet? It's unclear what that small creature who chased us on all fours was, but that's part of the fun.
Purple suit, obviously.
It started when we were forced to wake the pair up by tearing a plank off the wall to progress, and from there, each room was another test in avoiding getting caught. This sequence required us to learn the routines of the residents in this hellscape. Watching as the man poured the little guy a bowl of food in the kitchen, as we learned we needed to make our break for the next safe spot as he crawled across the table to dig in. There was plenty of trial and error as we tested the limits and pacing of their movements, and I really enjoyed the loop of learning a little bit each run, forming a game plan with my co-op partner, and ultimately succeeding. We also got split up for a brief section where my partner was locked in a cage and needed to make noise to distract the man while I worked on setting him free. After several failed attempts, we finally escaped unscathed, and I left feeling excited to see the other intense scenarios Little Nightmares 3 will drop us into in the full game.
Oh, look at him. Oh my god,
Little
look at him.
Nightmares 3 arrives on October 10th for all major platforms. For more from the world of horror games, check out our recent preview of Resident Evil Requiem. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
They're shaking him! Oh my gosh, that was so good. Look at the purple suited man, guys. Oh my god. Yeah, guys, Little Nightmares 3 looks incredible. Like, the carnival looks amazing. Like, the purple suited man. Look how handsome he is. Look at that guy. You can't tell me that you wouldn't, you know, take the opportunity with this guy. Look at him. And his little dummy friend as well. Look at the amount of hair he has. Jeez. Those cigarettes as well. He just has cigarettes. He's a smoker. He's not going to be very good at running though. That's why he's got this little guy. So yeah, I don't know what to name him. I've heard, I think, I usually call him just the man in the purple suited man, the carnival boss. Lots of people have called him the puppeteer, the ventriloquist, the ringleader, I think, was one of the main ones I've seen. But guys, doesn't Little Nightmares 3 look incredible? Like, as we can see, lots of gameplay here, lots of lovely gameplay. As I did say, though, gameplay has been released, it's like spoiling the whole carnival, which I'm not going to watch. I wouldn't recommend you watch either, because they'll just spoil the entire carnival for you. And if you're like me, carnival looks like the best chapter in this game that obviously we've been shown to. Videos coming soon, guys. I promise you. Literally, when this released, I was in the middle of editing a theory. So, guys, theory's coming soon. Probably my last theory on Little Nightmares 3 coming soon. I worked very hard on it. And I'll give you a little taste. It's to do with a worry that's always spiked within Little Nightmares. So, Little Nightmares 3 in specific. So, yeah. Guys, lots of stuff coming soon. We've got the Little Nightmares 3 Descent to Nowhere analysis coming soon, hopefully. We've got the Five Nights at Freddy's Secrets of the Mimic. Probably a Little Nightmares 3 demo. I can't promise anything, though, because, you know, I don't know if there'll be a demo release. I'm guessing there will be, like around the 12th, as I said in my short I posted the other day. Yeah, that probably a demo. And then I'm hoping to play Little Nightmares 1 and 2 again on stream, if you guys would like to see that, like the weekend before Little Nightmares 3 releases. Nothing confirmed though, so don't get your hopes up. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my reaction to the carnival, the final preview. Little Nightmares 3, the carnival section looks incredible. If you enjoy my channel, be sure to subscribe. Obviously, don't feel the need to. If you really don't want to, if you really despise me, don't. But if you do enjoy my content and want me to continue making videos, then a like and subscribe, comment what you'd like to see always helps. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.